Hello, I'm Jan Cosgrove. Welcome to the second edition of Bognor Herald News on video, featuring major stories from the daily updates to our Facebook page in the past week and our weekly review published on the 13th of February. You can find all the stories at www.fairplay31.online/brh.html and at Facebook/1Bognor. In our first edition, we covered over 200 stories and 20 plus videos, so you can guarantee this is a place to find out what's happening in Bognor. Our lead this week is the news that the trustees of Bognor Regis Youth and Community Centre in West Slopes Lane appear to have decided they want out and to hand the site to Grace Church, which seeks to register it as a church. But its charitable purpose is as a community centre. Originally, it was a Bognor Boys Club for youth purposes, set up around 1938. But our research suggests this was changed in 2009 and the youth bit dropped. That change of constitution, which left the older kids literally out in the cold after 71 years from a centre built for them, is a sad comment and relevant as the future of the Phoenix Centre down the road lies in the balance. There is controversy around the idea. The article has caused debate on one Bognor Facebook site. A major user is not happy, and I can reveal that since the article I have had a response from Grace Church, and also our research suggests that the trustees may have made an unlawful decision. So, more on that next week as it unfolds. 67 children from the Academy Chelsea suffered a very nasty surprise when their stagecoach double-decker ended up in a ditch at Siddlesham. Shock, bruises and cuts, but the head of the school has praised them for the calm and mature way they handled the emergency. Stories, pictures, including that an investigation is underway. But well done, kids. Oh dear, after last week's article on how local MPs are reacting to the Boris crisis, when we revealed that Nick Gibb and Tim Loughton said he should go, Gillian Keegan, MP for Chichester and Health Minister in his government, has had to admit and apologise she made a lockdown breach, and on reflection she ought not to have done. Read the article in the weekly review. Armed police were spotted in Bognor Regis after a stabbing, and a Chichester man has been charged with the murder of his 2-year-old son. Campaigners have welcomed the decision by Rampion on its plans to extend the current out-to-sea site to delay the pending report, because Rampion say they need to ensure that around 2,000 people inadvertently left out of the consultation are included. One asks, how much will the current energy crisis and the future impact on decisions as so many face fuel poverty? Have you got a story or video or picture? Email us at brh982@gmail.com. Phone 07488 265 916 or message us at our Facebook/1Bognor page. Many of you have said how much you enjoyed our first interview with local author Beryl Kingston. Now, I paid a visit to Haygate's bookshop, now on the Station Square, to meet Jason Passingham, its proprietor, at a very exciting time in its new venue. By the way, he's also a key player in our Seafront Illuminations with his partner Greg Burke. We'll visit that one in due course. Jan Cosgrove for the Bognor Herald News, and today I'm at the Haygate's bookshop on the Station Concourse, and I'm here to talk to Jason Passingham, who is the owner and also runs the place. Jason, Haygate's has a long history. And I wondered if you'd tell us about what you know of that.
Haygate's as a bookshop started in 1968. It was when Mr. Haygate, who was dealing with fruit and veg at the time, said that he wanted something that was less perishable and less to increase his profit margins. So they looked at doing a penny bookshop with second-hand books. Also, as well, at the same time, his daughter Caroline was running a florist's. So she then decided to do partly penny exchange and floristry at the same time. And then in 1968, straight out, she just turned over to Haygate's, and that's how that started. But the family's history predominantly is in fruit and veg.
Right. So when did you take over? The one in the High Street?
5 years ago.
5 years. Has it been momentous?
It's been a huge learning curve.
Has
It's
it?
just,
So what made you want to do that?
I think I reached that stage in my life where I'd done jobs that just didn't quite fulfill what I was doing. So I'd worked in insurance, not the most thrilling of jobs. I'd worked selling holidays, which I love, but unfortunately the company relocated their head office, so it was time to find another job. I was a professional clown for 10 years, but nothing quite ticked the box. And then it happened that my position in accounts I was working for in Hampshire became redundant. And Caroline, who was the then owner of Haygates, was looking at closing the shop. And it was a bit like, oh, that's my childhood. You can't take that away from me. So we came to an agreement and I bought the business and I've never looked back.
Right. So obviously we all remember the word confined comes to mind.
Compact and bijou.
Yes. All right. Pokey was another one.
Compact and bijou.
All right. Yes. So this opportunity's come up. What was the old railway club?
Yeah.
When did that come up?
So around the time of the first lockdown of the pandemic, I had been looking at a property in the High Street, which used to be the old Camera Centre. And we were looking at taking the shop over 3 floors and adding a cafe. But unfortunately, the fire escape requirements that we would have required made the whole project null and void. And that deal fell through just before we basically went into lockdown. So then I'm left with no shop and nothing to do. So I was like, let's start looking for properties. Because I couldn't do anything else. I thought, let's use it to that advantage. Found this was still available on Network Rail, and started negotiations with them. And to start with, they weren't sure about having a bookshop at the station. They were a bit, we hoped maybe for a restaurant. But I convinced them our case. I said that, we've been going sort of a long time, and we thought personally it would be an asset for the railway station. So we started negotiations, and then basically 2 years later, we moved in.
That's fantastic. So when did you open here?
We opened here eventually in July, we're 2022, 21, so July 2021.
Okay, so it's, wow.
Not quite a year yet.
Not quite a year. And obviously there's been the lockdown and so forth, but how's it going? That's nice.
I would be lying if I said the lockdown had been easy. It wasn't for any of us. I think no matter what business you were in, it was quite hard. The only ones that benefited were the likes of Amazon. We're more, because we sell, if you look around our shop, we sell like out of print stuff. We sell limited editions, modern first editions, signed copies. We are more specialists, so we're more of a come to than buy online shop. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we had some regular customers who were ringing us up and we were doing deliveries of the stuff that I knew they wanted. But on the whole, we were only sort of like selling specialist stuff over the internet, and that was very small. But we have a loyal base of customers.
That's really good. I mean, so you obviously got a reputation there amongst them for the specialists. How do you acquire the rest of it?
Well, many ways. I like nothing more than a car boot sale. I go there with a list of books that my customers are looking for, and I hunt for them. We do a part exchange scheme. So if they've got books they no longer want, they bring them in. And then what I do is they get credit towards any of our books with a gold ticket system on them. We've been left bequeathments in wills. We've had what I call dump and runs, where people just leave a box on your doorstep and I've got no idea where they've come from. And on a daily basis, people bring us in donations, wanting us to try and find them homes.
At the moment, what's they say trending? What's
trending? Coming out of winter, you find that crime is particularly popular. Agatha Christie is a seasonal book, in my opinion. We seem to have a spike in sales with her from October through to the end of February. Around mid-February, you start going into the lovey-dovey because of Valentine's Day. And then anything sort of goes for summer, for holidays. But at the moment, popular readers are, I'm trying to think who I've sold lots of recently. Jamie Adams. She writes fiction. It's not like lady literature, because I don't like the word chick lit. Don't like that. She writes good books. She's doing very well. Kate Moss, of course. Beryl Kingston with her new book. She's back in demand because people are reading that and going, have you got the back catalogue? So we're doing that. Peter James, always. And Michael Connolly. Michael Connolly, very popular.
Beryl did a signing here for a new book. So I gather she's doing another one this year.
She's coming back again this Saturday, yes.
Wonderful. Well,
yes.
We shall feature that. So what's your hope for the place?
My hope for the place is that it becomes not just a bookshop. It's like a place community-based. As in, like, people can meet here. We've got more space now. We can hold events. My big thing is going to be about literacy in children and adults. Brilliant. Because a load of kids don't necessarily have the funds with their parents, because the times are hard, really hard. Yeah. And I mean, our books start at like, if they're on a part exchange, start at 25p and go up in increments. But we do part exchange. I've given books to kids because I know they haven't got the money. As far as I say to parents is, as long as your child is reading, it doesn't matter what they read. Don't make them read what you think they'll like, otherwise they'll think it's school and they'll turn off. So I'm all about literacy, about getting children reading. If parents come in, I'm more than happy to say, what are they currently reading? Do you want to push their vocabulary, wording? What do you want to do with it? And I will make recommendations based upon that. And I say to them, if they're not sure, bring it back. Tell me what you didn't like, and I'll find you something that you do like. Because I myself am a dyslexic. And it wasn't found till I was about 22, I think it was discovered. And at school, I found reading really, really hard. And if a teacher said stand up and read, I would panic. And my teacher at the time was Mrs. Verghese at what was then the Bognor Regis School, before it became the community college. And I remember she must have bought it, or she got it from the school, but she gave me a copy of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and said to me, read the story and don't worry about the words, because most of them are made up. Just enjoy the story. And that was my click moment when I started liking books. And that wasn't until I was 12 years old. And if it hadn't have been for Mrs. Verghese, I don't think I'd be doing this now.
So you've got a children's section here, but what other sections have you got?
We have a little bit of something for everybody. We have biographies, we have horror, we have war, we have crime, fantasy, risque books, if you want to call them that. Yeah, we have loads of reference books, books in foreign languages, large print audio books, antiquarian books, literally a little bit of something for everybody.
Well, Jason, this has been truly fascinating and really, really pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you.
And you can be sure that Herald will support you all the way.
Thank you very much, Didier.
Thank you. Good luck, Jason. Everyone, please support this unique local business attraction and resource. There's so much more in this edition, not least YouTube highlights of rocks beating Brightlingsea at home. I grew up just over the Blackwater estuary from Brightlingsea and from Bradwell Nuclear Power Station. Come on, you rocks. Have you ever been stuck on platform 1 at Barnum, having arrived late and missed the connection to Bognor, where, if it is not the end of the world actually, it can be viewed from there? Longing to get home or to pay a refreshing visit on the way? Well, here's our high-tech solution. Barnum to Bognor in 41 seconds. We feature stories from our local universities, usually on a Friday. That's Chichester, Sussex and Portsmouth. Well, an uplifting report from the last named in this edition. I quote, "Researchers work with Adidas on new sports bra collection. Thank you for your support. I shall wear it always." Finally, parking on pavements. An article asking motorists not to. Oh, that gets my goat. I had run-ins with one aggressive and selfish resident who did this constantly opposite the Polish supermarket in Longford Road. Well, one night, this happened. Wasn't me, Gov. Honest. Hand of God. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe.